Let's talk about closing the sale, one of the most exciting parts of a sale for any salesperson. But let's talk about what it really is. Some salespeople believe that closing is something that happens at the end of the sales process. The most successful salespeople, however, know that they should always be closing. From the very first handshake when you meet the customer for the first meeting and all the way through the rest of the sale. Closing a sale, winning the business, is an artifact of having gained commitment with the customer all the way through your relationship with them. As you're talking to them about their needs, it's important that you gain commitment, that you understand their needs correctly. As you're talking to them about potential ideas that you might have to offer, it's important that you gain commitment from them that these are interesting to them. You know, a long time ago, Encyclopedia Britannica commissioned a study for their own salespeople to understand how many yeses does it take to get the commitment from the customer. They came up with an idea that it takes somewhere in the vicinity of between 30 and 50 yeses for the customer to say the ultimate yes. So this illustrates that it's more than just a handful of yeses at the end of the sale. Now, the encyclopedia salespeople used to be getting commitment from the very first meeting. Mr. Jones, is this your house? Yes, it is. There's a yes. It might sound like a simple thing, but the more yeses that you condition the customer to start giving you, and as frequently as possible, the more they start to feel emotionally and mentally conditioned to saying yes to you. It sounds a little bit manipulative, but it's a function of the persuasion process that salespeople are responsible for putting in place with customers. Now, think about this. Imagine that the sale is a mountain. You want to reach the top of that mountain because at the top of that mountain, that's where you get the order. Now, think of yourself as if you're a mountaineer. You've got on the helmet, you've got on the ropes, and you've got on those devices that you stick in the cracks that open up to anchor you in place, that you thread the rope through and you pull yourself up. If you're a mountaineer, you don't want to wait until you're 100 foot up that mountain face before putting an anchor into that cliff wall. You put an anchor in when you're 10 feet up, and another 10 feet up, and another 10 feet up, so that if you slip, you're only going to fall backwards a short way. You'll be safe, you'll be suspended. You can grab your rope and pull yourself back up again. It's like that with the closing techniques. The more commitments that you gain, the more you can ascend that rock face. And if the customer says, well, actually, I don't agree with what we're talking about now, you can say, okay, that's fine. You're sliding backwards, but the very last commitment that you gained with them, you can summarize, but we have agreed this, this, and this. The customer says, yes, okay. So I'm not going to fall all the way down the mountain. So now let's talk about and resolve the objection or the concern that they now have. The more commitments you can gain from the customer on small things and big things will lead you to the ultimate commitment. So it's important that everything that you're talking to them about, you say, now let's pause here. Just want to make sure that I understand the facts from you and that you're understanding what I'm talking to you about. You summarize what your discussion has been about in every meeting, at the end of that meeting or throughout that meeting, and in the phone calls that you have with them throughout the phone calls, and you're getting, yes, that's right. Yes, we're on the same page. Yes, that's appealing to me. Yes, this is something I would like to see happen in my department. Yes, that's an outcome that I could really see working in my business. Yes, 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 yes. In the car sales industry, the salespeople there are told that they must get this type of commitment, and as a result, they move a lot of cars. So we agree that the stereo and the CD and the fact that it has Bluetooth to link to your phone is something that's really appealing to you. Yes, I like that. Good, that's a yes. And we agree that the color of the seats and the color of the outside is something that's appealing to you. Yes. And we agree that the mileage is what you're looking for. Yes. The performance of the car is appealing. Yes. Salespeople in so many industries take all the little points that are of appeal to the customer, and they simply ask the question, this is what you want, this is what you like, this is something you could see working for you. Yes, 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 yes. It gets the customer into the approach of saying yes. The more yeses you can get on small things, the bigger you'll get the yes at the end of the sale. But the key here is always pause to summarize what you've talked to them about and ask them, is this something you could see working for you? Is this attractive? Is this the solution for you? Yes, it is. Gaining commitment is a product of getting many small commitments along the way. And in order to do that, summarize often, get the commitment, and move on. Each yes is an anchor in the wall of your sale that will help you reach the summit with less risk and many times quicker than you otherwise would.